Shop. I'll fire up this machine over here just in case if we want to run into any programming, things like that. Nobody's even on right now. But I can fire that up. I'm going to be working on this machine over here. Nobody's even on. Nobody cares. Huh? Oh, there we go. It just took a minute, you guys. I'm just joking around. I'm just joking around. But this is the machine that I'll be working on here. And like I said, I can fire up this other machine to the left of me. And if there's any like programming issues or things like that that y'all are running into, we can definitely cycle over there and go through the motions to take care of that stuff. What's up, Chris Killer? What's up, Rob? Mark Daddy? Emmanuel? Thanks for the thumbs up, bud. So yeah, I was getting the neon ring put in here. Let me get this machine fired up because I know I think I just had a customer contact me about they sent their computer in, got it updated, things like that, but didn't have the drives sent in with them. So I know they were gonna have to do the chipset and things like that for their motherboard. And I believe he got gun for IR. So maybe we can kind of run through that stuff quick. Well, this is getting up and running. Oh yeah, I forgot the microphone. Alright, I was just getting the mic here. So yeah, again, if there's any questions or anything that you guys have for me, just let me know. There you go. Testing, testing. Hopefully that's working. So I don't have to be screaming at the top of my lungs to talk to you guys. But yeah, let's get into it here. I thought I had this thing going, no? Oh, there we go. Turn that light off. All right. So like I said, I think we'll probably end up jumping over to this machine quick and just going through some of that stuff. And then I'll probably end up jumping back and working on this Megacade that I'm working to get done for a customer. So let me see here. I can walk you around what I'm going to be working on. So bear with me with the camera, the phone, you guys. I do my best with this stuff. So we're live. That's what live is all about. Being in the moment, right? So this is a Megacade. Getting RGB buttons on the panel. But it's just basically mirrored on the other side, so I'm not even going to go to the other side. Same stuff. There's the kick plate. I'll show you there. Just got the neon ring installed, glued in. So, and then they're going with this for the neon ring. I believe that's from Mass Effect, but you guys could probably correct me on that. So her head will be going in the middle there. So kind of almost look like she's stuck in the machine, which would be kind of cool. But there you go. Yeah, so this is, okay, obviously active marquee. We got chrome trim, getting under panel lighting, the neon ring. We're getting the RGB buttons on this bad boy, aim track recoil guns, Xbox controllers, and then the 50 terabyte drive system. So we're gonna come over here. So yeah, like I said, I had a customer contact me. He wanted me to jump on a TeamViewer. I just don't have time right now to do all that for this week. So let's see if I can't just hopefully maybe do this quick if he's watching, or he can kind of refer back to this. Maybe we'll help him out a little bit. But again, this is just kind of reference too for everybody, just in case if you were ever to send your computer in, things like that, and you didn't send drives in with a PC, to kind of get in and how to do your own driver updates, things like that, if you guys are looking to kind of do all that stuff. And then maybe we'll just jump into a little bit of the gun for IR settings. Just because I said, like I said, I believe he might have got gun for IR, and he was talking about some games not working, and I believe he probably doesn't have the right PID numbers and Demule shooter set up, things like that. So we'll probably just, hopefully, like I said, run through all that stuff quick. And again, if there's anything else that you guys need answered or anything, or questions, comments, concerns, stuff like that, let us know. So again, like I was saying, just say, I got my machine, or just sent a computer in, got it all updated, things like that, but I still have my drives. I'm gonna kind of walk you through on what to do, where to find that stuff. And again, your motherboard, whatever you have, might be different than what I have. But again, this is just gonna kind of give you a general idea how to kind of do that stuff. So right off the bat, hopefully we got a good angle here, good view. Obviously, you guys can always rewatch this stuff, pause, zoom in, things like that. Any Megacade specials this week?
Yeah, I'll wheel it over.
You will? Is it that Black Panther?
No, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys, I believe Adam said he was going to grab that the Black Panther one. I think we had showed that one off a couple weeks ago. But yeah, we can definitely throw in that sale again. Awesome, thanks Nick. Game box hopefully end of September. Be a great birthday to myself. It'll be a game box. Star Wars Light vs. Evil with marquee built into the game box. Oh, sweet. Oh yeah, I think I remember David talking about that with the marquee being built in. Yeah, I'll have to kind of figure that out at 7.9. I know we've done them before. Josh was here when all that happened. So hopefully, because I'm dealing with more of the CNC stuff and all that, so hopefully I can get that all figured out through the panel and we can get that working for you. Oh, yeah, you can come through. Well, there you go. It's kind of coming by. It's this Black Panther guy here. Real nice looking machine. And So there you go. We can kind of walk through this guy, and then like I said, I'll get jumping on doing the motherboard drivers and all that good stuff for y'all. What's up, Loose Cannon? So here we're running a special again. Save $700. Super good deal, you guys. If you're into Black Panther, and you got a large Tron stick, you got that Scantron layout, spinner. So if you're possibly in the works for looking for a machine, into Black Panther, there you go. Got extra USBs up front, so you're kind of getting a lot of add-ons too with this machine. Obviously, the TV and everything we put in before it gets shipped out, but just to kind of show you here we'll go ahead and come to the side. What do we got on this side? There we go, there's that panel, give you a shot of that panel. What up, Brian? Show you this side here. I really don't know much about Black Panther, to be honest with you guys, but super sick. Obviously got the rest of the characters up there as well. Yeah, so this is, I think I had this one last week, but this is one of our older machines. And a gentleman bought it from somebody else, brought it in, and we upgraded the computer. Obviously put the drive set in it, put gun for IR. I got green guy on that side. Gun for IR in it. We put the battleship box in it. So we did tons of different upgrades, but yeah, the original customer actually passed away. So this gentleman was got a super good deal on it, apparently, and brought it to us to update. But it's all ready to go, ready to rock. Running beautiful. We get the marquees custom made for us. You would have to ask David on that question. Like we make a post to the account, you mean, or something else? I would imagine, yeah, you would probably post a review to our page. Or I don't know how that works exactly, you guys, but. Yeah, right? So the machine lives on, though, right? But again, here, I'm going to jump into this. You guys keep chatting, and let's get into it here. So first thing, right off the bat, if you're looking to find out what kind of motherboard you're rocking, graphics card, RAM, things like that, easiest thing I find out for me, personally, is if we come down to the search, and if I hit up on my Player 2 joystick, that'll do R for me, so that brings me right to the Run app. And then if I actually come to here, it says MS Info, I believe, MS Info 32 in the bottom left corner. So again, here, I'll try to do this the best I can with camera in hand and to show everybody what's going on. Yeah, our Facebook page is still Extreme Home Arcades. The old one is still hacked, which I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you all could go to the hacked page and turn him in, that would be awesome. Maybe that would help to hopefully get our page back, you guys. But Facebook wouldn't do anything to help us out get our page back. So we had to start up a new page. It's the same exact name. I don't know if it's hard to find or not. But anyways, I'm going to get into it here. MS Info 32. If we hit OK, and then that brings up this, it'll bring up all your information, what your processor is, things like that. So now we can come and see, I can see my processor version, it'll tell me, and then what you're looking for, baseboard product. So this is the motherboard that we're running. So usually that's what you want to find, is your motherboard. How do you turn them in? Like, how do you turn people in? Because I don't really know either, because I'm not on Facebook, you guys.
Is there a way to report? I think there's just a way to flag it. Like if you're on the page itself, you can flag it.
Yeah, I believe if you're on the page itself, there's a way you can flag it or turn them in or report them, I believe, and then go from there. Yeah, it's such unfortunate, you guys, because we had such a good Facebook page going. And yeah, such unfortunate that people need to go and do that and steal other people's pages and be shady like that. I don't like that at all. There's no reason for that kind of stuff, especially a business, a small little business out of Wisconsin. Kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but that's just me. Anyways, this is what we're looking for. So let's go get that. So first thing we want to do is taskbar wouldn't pop up right away for me, but we're gonna go right online. So remember what motherboard you had, or I probably could have copied and pasted that, but I think it was for this one, it was a B. So I'm trying to do this one hand with the phone and one hand doing everything else. So bear with me, guys. 56i. What was it again? No, I don't even remember what it was. Not a big deal. I'll go right back to it. Run again. Let's pop that up. So MPG game, Edge Gaming Wi-Fi. So I believe. Sorry, guys. Again, like I said, I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. So I just found my motherboard, and now we're looking to grab the driver. So if I come into here, and every site might be a little different. I know with like MSI, I believe if you hit support, it's going to take you somewhere else. Oh, it did actually. Thought there was one motherboard. I think that was ASRock. I don't know how to say it, but ASRock. You got to go through kind of some other hoops to get there, but. All right, so here we are. So now we want to go to driver. And then make sure you have Windows 10 selected. And then I come down, we want our chipset. So that's important. We want that Intel chipset. So we would download that. I'm not going to do that because I already did that on all this. Onboard audio drivers. Sometimes I know with these they can mess with your sound. I typically haven't been doing the audio driver because audio has always been kind of fine. Because I know there's, like I said, there's one version where it really messes with the audio, and then I gotta go revert it back. So I've kind of steered away from the audio. LAN drivers, I mean, you can grab your Wi-Fi if you want. Obviously, if you're using Ethernet, I believe there's another one on here as well. Intel Wi-Fi, Ethernet drivers. So yeah, there's Ethernet too. You don't really need any of that. And then usually you can grab, I mean, you can grab like your I/O driver too, Intel Management Engine driver. I believe you can grab those. David could correct me on that too, but usually a chipset is usually your most important. But grab all your drivers, obviously hit download when you're done with that. And then, why isn't my, I go down here and my taskbar doesn't want to slide up for me. And then I'm just trying to see. So you can see here that I already did the drivers. So once you download your drivers, just to kind of show you, you open your File Explorer. Again, I'm trying to do this the best that I can, you guys. Bear with me. So, and then they'll typically pop up like a zip file, like your chipset and all that. So then when that happens, right click. Usually I do 7-zip, and then I just do extract to whatever folder it was, to that. And then usually you'll get like another separate folder, like you can see, chipset. There's the zip file, there's the regular file. Yeah, like I said, I think we need a bunch of people to report them, you guys, because we've tried to do everything on our end and it's still not getting anywhere. So, but then when you do that, you just pop in here and usually there'll be like a setup chipset. You double click that. It'll run through the motions of everything. Just follow what it says on screen prompts. So that's kind of a general idea on how you do that. Yeah, thank you guys for everybody that would do that for us. Really appreciate it. And then another thing that I would probably end up doing too is you could check NVIDIA too, because sometimes they will post new driver updates. So if you just go to NVIDIA, you can go to GeForce drivers, and then this should take you here. And then obviously you're gonna figure out whatever graphics card you had, which you could go to the same place that I showed you. So if we do run, oops, one too many. There, run. And then hit run again, and then make sure that's selected. And if it's not, you can bring down the drop down window and find it in here. You don't want anything else in there but this. Hit OK. And then again, this is going to show you everything. I mean, it shows you the 32 gigs of RAM, again, your motherboard, show you i7, and then if we actually come over to the left, go to components, and then you go to display. It'll let you know what graphics card you're rocking to up there. So this has got a 4060. So again, you're just gonna do typically GeForce. You're gonna select whatever series you got. Everything should be in here. 4060 is what I got. Windows 10, English, download type. Oh, let's see if I can go down a little bit. Download type, game ready. And then you start search. And then just grab the most recent one, which as of today, that's the most recent one. So I would just click on download again, and then you're gonna let it download. And then, I don't know why. All right, that's doing that, but here. And then again, you'll just come to downloads and then select this. You'll hit OK. I mean, I already did this, but I'll just show you the steps that I do here. So you'll just run your update here. Do 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 do. Play some nice music. And then what I do, I typically don't select this top one just because it's always gonna search for new updates, things like that. I usually will select just the graphics driver. Agree, continue, and then I will do a custom. Next, and then what I do is I'll click this, perform a clean installation. So that's gonna wipe out whatever previous stuff is on that graphics card, things like that, and then install the new one. That's just what I do, you guys. There's probably people that do it differently or whatever, but just to kind of show you what I do here, to give you an idea. So if you did get a new computer, things like that, there's kind of a general idea on how to do all that chipset stuff. So after that, next is the gun for IR stuff. So if you have gun for IR, you just got them on your MegaCade or machine or whatever you got, game box. So I just got new gun for IR, got everything, all the sensors done. Now I'm looking to set my guns up. If you had aim tracks, this would be, because the coding for aim track is going to be in. So first thing, and this I'm just going to show you like where to go to set up like your PID numbers, Demule shooter, all that other stuff. So first thing, I'll come in Demule shooter, and then, Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. So first thing, Demule shooter. It's gonna get loud for just a second. They gotta grind a little bit, but that's all right. You guys should still be able to hopefully hear me. But depending on guns, the newer gun for IR are gonna have the PID number of this. So this is player 1. So the VID, HID, VID 2341, PID of 8046. So this is for the newest aim track guns. That's what you're looking for. And I believe, what were the older, can't remember, what were the older guns, 42 and 43, I think. So you would look for PID 42, this would be player 1, 43 I believe was player 2. But anyways, you're gonna have player 1 configuration. This, you're gonna have this drop down, and then there's gonna probably be like 2 numbers. So see how I have 2 of each for player 1 and player 2. So if you were to select this one, see how there's all, you don't want that. That's not the right one. Yeah, 80, 42, and 43. So yeah. So if you have the newest ones, it's going to be 46 and 47. If you have the older version of Gun for IR, it's 42 and 43. So 42 player 1, 43 player 2. So, but this is the one you want. You want the one that shows 8 buttons for player 1. You hit save, configuration, okay. Select this, go to player 2. And you have to have your guns plugged in for this, otherwise none of this is going to register as well. So there you go, there's player 2, the 8047, again with the 8 buttons. Once you've got that selected from the drop down window, save configuration, okay. So after that, so that's our Demule shooter for that. Next thing, if we want, this is a little bit of a process here because we're gonna come into Techno Parrot, which this is some work, you guys, to do Techno Parrot. There's some games in here that are gun games that we want. Aliens Extermination is one of those. So if we do that, come to controller setup, and I'm only gonna show you how to set this up like once. I'm not gonna go through every single game, but I'll show you the games. And you guys can do this, the controller setup stuff. So controller setup, and then that brings us into here where you can do all your setup now for your guns. your coin, your start. And then what we're really looking for is the drop down here, because obviously that would probably say aim track. Here would probably be aim track if you've got your own guns and are doing this yourself. So then you come here and you're going to select what it says now. So for player 1, obviously you want that to be player 1. This is player 2. And then you can program your buttons. And then that's just a matter of, again, doing like a left mouse click. So I can do this all in one shot. Left mouse click, and then you hit your trigger on your gun. So I'm just bending over to hit the trigger and see how that just pops up. As simple as that, you guys, to get in there and do that. It's just a little time consuming because obviously you got to go through every button and every game that's a gun game for your Gunfry R in Technoparrot. So after you get everything like set up how you want it, save settings. Oh, there you go, successfully saved. So that's how you kind of get into Technoparrot, and there's quite a bit of games in here, I believe. So I'll just kind of go through, show you the list of games. So Aliens Extermination is one. Come down to Dream Raiders. So I'll keep on coming down. So Dream Raiders is another one. So again, you'll click on the game, controller support. And then with Dream Raiders, I know you have to get past the test screen. So what I've been doing actually is I click on this and make this my right mouse click, and then make the first service my left mouse click. Because with the right button, you'll be able to kind of, I believe, cycle through, or no, the right button will select, and the left button, the service button, will move you up and down so you could calibrate your guns to the game, because when the game first loads up, it wants you to calibrate. So that's typically what I do for that. And then you can cycle through and then hit test and actually get into the game and play it. So that's how you do that. Again, make sure you got your Gunfry all that set. And then, so Dream Raiders is one. Far Cry Paradise Lost is another one. Keep coming down. Obviously, if you have Patreon, you could do House of the Dead, because I'll show you the expansion part too for all the Patreon people, because you're going to want to get into those games and do it as well. So Patreon. And again, if you get Gunfry, if you purchase Gunfry R from us, this obviously all gets done before your machine gets shipped out. This is just in an instance if you were to update your computer, get Gunfry R, and you had aim track, and then got to do this stuff on your own. This just shows you how to do it. But Lost Island, or Let's Go Island 3D, Let's Go, these are just the same ones 3D. Let's Go Jungle Special, Let's Go Jungle Lost of the Island Spice. So these four are four of them. Lost Land Adventure is another gun one. Luigi's Mansion is one. Come scrolling down. Operation Ghost is one. Rambo obviously is another one here. Rambo. Sega Golden Gun is one. Silent Hill Arcade is another gun one. Star Trek Voyager is a gun, another one. What else do we have here? Oh, the House of the Dead 4. That one. This is again a Patreon, but that one's another gun game. Time Crisis 5 here. Too Spicy, and then Transformers. And that's just, this is the Technoparrot right off your taskbar here. I'll show you where to get to the expansion part. We'll do that next. So I'm just going to close out of that. So there's a few more games, and I'll walk you through that here. And again, I'm just gonna do this as quick as possible. You guys can pause, rewind, do all that good stuff when the video gets posted. But so to get to our expansion stuff, if we come to folder and then we go to W, click on that, expansion emulators, TechnoParrot, and then now we come to TechnoParrot down here, double click, and then that's gonna pop up our expansion TechnoParrot stuff. So here's like all like pretty much, there's like a ton of pretty much just Patreon games in here. And that's what a lot of these games are for. Which I would always recommend. You know, it's always kind of a cool idea to spend the $6 for a month and come in here and try some of these games out. There's some cool gun games in here. So Akuma, that's one. Aliens, your big buck hunters. I believe Bugbusters is one. Ghostbusters. And some of these games like Ghostbusters, things like that, I believe are going to be on the D drive. So there might be a few games on here that will be coming up. But just to show you all the games. Jurassic Park, obviously, Lethal Enforcers, there's Lost Land, Music Gun, Police Trainer. Terminator, Time Crisis 5. And that's actually not even a Patreon anymore. Transformers, I believe that's a new one. You have The Walking Dead. And I believe that's it inside of here. So there you go, there's kind of a list of that. So when you're done with all that, don't forget again to save. But if we actually come back now, show you just a couple more games inside of here. So if we actually go to expansion PC games, and we scroll down, we're looking for House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn. So if I come, cycle through. I'd be able to do this faster if I had two hands, but, oh, and I think I already went past it, didn't I? Because I'm not paying attention. Yeah, there it is. There we go. The shuffleboard game. I have not, Brian. We can definitely give it a shot if you let me know where it's at, and I can try a little bit. House of the Dead, Scarlet Dawn. So double click in here. Self-launch. All right, I don't know what's going on, but I just got disconnected. Hopefully you guys are still here. So yeah, here we go. I'll go to the back here again. So once you find House of the Dead Scarlet, like I was showing you, self-launch. Keep going all the top ones. It looks, it's kind of coming in a little blurry, but sorry, I was just wiping my camera. I think I had smudged it up, but you'll eventually come here. I'll kind of start over again. These PC games, because I know we got kind of cut off. And you're on the W drive. Hopefully you guys can follow this again. I'm trying to do my best with one hand here, one hand there type of deal. TechnoParrot. Again, you're just going to do the top one, double click until you get to here. And then you want the JConfig. Double click that. It's going to pop this up. Come to settings. And then you're going to find your PID numbers again. So I'm at 46 and 47. You might have 42 or 43. So 46 is player 1. So if I right click and then you'd make mouse 1. And this is already done, so, but I'm just kind of showing you. And then again, for player 2, you do mouse 2. You hit OK. Saved. Beautiful. We can exit out of that. Hit OK. Again, saved. Beautiful. We can back out of that. Now, if we come all the way back again to the beginning, we want that emulators folder again. I think it's trying to focus on me. You can see me through the glass. This machine has got glass in it, actually. Older machine. Expansion emulators, TechnoParrot, games, and then you're gonna come into Tomb Raider, and then the Demille Shooter inside of here, and then Demille Shooter GUI EXE. And then again, you're gonna do the same thing like we did on the desktop with that Demille Shooter. So same thing, you're gonna bring down the drop down, find your either 42, 46, make sure it's got the 8 buttons again, save your configuration. You drop down, do player 2, same thing, 2, find that number again, 8 buttons, save. And that's done. So I believe TechnoParrot, I'm just trying to remember everything here. And then now, too, on top of it, there's, oh yeah. So now we'll do like MAME, and then there's a couple games in the PlayStation part too as well. So we'll do MAME here. So if we come into emulators, you come into MAME, controller, and then there should be a gun for IR already right there. And then again, this is going to be dependent on your numbers. But there is already a file folder set up, and it's got 42 and 43. So you're going to want to copy that, and then this is what I have. So you just want your guns. Again, see mine are 46 and 47. Gun code 1, 2. I didn't see that X input stuff in there before. Is that needed, David? The X input. Player 1. I haven't never seen the X input in there because typically I only copy like these two and then put them in with the other stuff. So you're going to want to do MAME like we just did there. Golden T and all that, typically you don't need that in. Because Golden T is only really going to run Golden T. But then obviously your MAME, IR guns, and same thing in here, that controller file. That's there as well. So 46, 47. Did I not put that in the right area? Oh, I did, okay. So there you go, again. Mine's 46, 47. You might have 42, 43, or whatever you got. But I believe with the newest guns now getting shipped out are the 46, 47. But there's all the MAME stuff that you should really have to do there. So now, PlayStation. This one's a little bit of a pain in the butt too. So PlayStation light guns, game configs, and then here's the games that we're looking to do. But before we get into that, we want to go to Tools. We want to go to Demille Shooter because we set that up already. And you want to go to Config INI because we're going to grab the numbers out of here to paste into those games. So Config INI. So if we pop this up, Demille Shooter's got our ID numbers, all that gibberish on the end too. But basically what you're gonna do, you're gonna take this whole line, you're gonna copy it. So you're gonna copy that whole line. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second here. There's a couple games. But yeah, you're gonna copy this whole line here for player 1. Make sure you get the whole line, and I'll usually start like right before the tabs there. So start there and copy the whole thing. And then you can minimize it. I usually will do minimize. And now we can just go back to our games, and then now we're gonna just start going to every single game. You're gonna have to come in. You're gonna have to do this for player 2 as well. So right click, edit, and then there's your number. So there's probably gonna possibly be another different number here, aim track. I think the original gun for IR. So if you had 80, 42, and 43, you wouldn't have to do this. But for the newer guns, you're gonna have to probably come in and do this because they're not gonna work right. And aim track as well. But again, like I said, everything that I'm doing now when you get a machine from us will be done when you get it. So all this will be done. This is just for customers that, again, like computer, to get their own computer, or new guns, things like that. They're gonna have to get in there and probably do this stuff. So again, and then you're just gonna want, again, start at that first line, what I do, and I highlight this whole thing. So just to kind of show you. So basically I just highlight this whole thing, go all the way across, right click, you're gonna paste. Oops, edit. So again, you're gonna highlight this whole thing. Make sure you don't have anything else selected either, but typically if you just go straight across all the way to the end, you can paste that in there, file, save. And then you're ready to go with that one for player 1. And you're gonna do that for every game inside of here. So you're gonna have to go into every one of these folders and do that for player 1, and then you're gonna have to do the same thing for player 2. And the only difference with player 2, obviously, is that you're gonna wanna come back down here and you're gonna grab your number for player 2, which is right below player 1 here. And you'll do the same thing like we just did for player 1. So same thing, you'll come into the game, click, right click, edit, and then put that in for there, for player 2, and then save. And again, you're gonna have to, like I said, I'm probably repeating myself multiple times, but that's what you'll do. Come in here, do that for all these games, save all that goodness. We're done. Couple things left. It's a big step process to do gun for IR, you guys. If you get them after the fact, just to kind of show you what everything that gets done here before you guys get them. It's Super Model. I don't think Sega Model 2 and all that runs off the Mule Shooter, I believe. So that's already set up, but Super Model, there's a few games. So if we come to Super Model, double click. There's like LA Machine Guns, Ocean Hunter, and the Lost World Jurassic Park. So I know typically David will have them in here. So EXEs for gun for IR guns. Oh, we don't want the EXEs. Oh. Here, change settings. So if we come in here, he's got this already kind of set up. So again, for 42 and 43. So if we just copy this whole thing, so you'll copy, from player 1 here to the left all the way down to 8043, copy that. And then now if we come to LA Machine Guns, right click, edit script, and then that pops this up. So if they have the old ones, that's fine. You can just paste that in there because it's still the same front number. And then all I did was change, the 2 to a 6 and the 3 to a 7. So make sure that looks like that. Again, file, save. Back out one last step though before. You right click, you compile the script. That'll let the game know that you changed those settings and it'll recognize your guns. So same thing for Ocean Hunter. I'm not gonna go through the motions again, but same thing like I did for LA machine guns, you're gonna do for Ocean Hunter and you're gonna do for Lost World. And I believe that's everything for that now that I can remember off the top of my head. So, last step, there's 2 games that I know of that you actually have to go in game. So, we'll do that quick. So, let me set you down. And you're gonna need a keyboard. And you're probably gonna, if you don't have extra USBs up front, you're gonna end up having to either open your control panel and plug it into the hub, or find an open spot on your PC and in your case. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down to our gun game list, our light gun games. I'm gonna come in here. And House of the Dead Remake and Blue Estate are the 2 games. So here we'll load Blue Estate up. And I'm just gonna show you on one gun because I'm not gonna go in the back and plug this in and do all that stuff. So I'm just, oh, he's got extra USBs, perfect. So there we go. Plug my keyboard in. But Blue Estate is one of them. So if we come in here, you fire the game up. So hopefully this will help you. So we gotta kind of let it get to the beginning here, because I know you can't do it otherwise. Oh, we can. So there you go. So keyboard, if you hit for Blue Estate F5, that brings, you can see that little sub menu up. So do this little sub menu, and then it kind of will let you know what to do. So player 1 gun, her like pole is like right in the way, but player 1 gun, if you hit F6, so if we were to hit F6, again, trying to do this with 10 hands, if you hit F6, it'll say pull the trigger on player 1 light gun. You do that, you hit the trigger on player 1. And then now when you're done with that, you hit F7, do the same thing, it'll pop up, pull the trigger for player 2. Do that same thing, and then if you hit F5 again, that'll go away for you. Yeah, right. There you go. I mean, it's pretty much taken up the whole hour just to kind of run through this. That's how much, just to show you how much work that goes into this, you guys. Like, and then typically when you do program it, the gun in, you will have to use your gun to exit out, I've noticed. Or I believe you can just back out too. So there, I just backed out. Yeah, right. Blue Estate maps are so long. Yeah, I could never play the whole thing, you guys. With it, the game is super fun though. A newer, like, modern shooter. You can play 2 players, super fun. There's like stuff hidden throughout the level. If you haven't played it, check it out. Super fun one. But we're gonna go to House of the Dead Remake is another one. And this should be it for your gun stuff, for Gun for IR. So again, come here. We want to load this bad boy up. Oh, not worth playing. Yeah, they're like that game's super long. I mean, you probably have a hard time sitting there playing, holding that gun up the whole entire time. But again, it's just a super kind of fun one again to kind of get into play if you haven't checked out. But Jesse James and PS2 Nick Kuma. Okay. I mean, I believe the PlayStation 2, that's where we were at, was that light gun folder. But we can definitely check out Jesse James here. So again, for this one, if we hit, I believe, F1, you'll get the same thing like we did with Blue Estate here. So I'm just going to try to keep this on the stand. But you can kind of see I just like zoomed in there. Same thing. You'll hit the button, assign player 1 light gun. You'll use your mouse. Where's my mouse at? Again, you're going to hit that. It's going to show you pull trigger. You're going to do the same thing like you did on Blue Estate. Zoom back out, you guys. So follow that setup again. F1, and then you're all ready to go to play this. That's funny. That's probably what my kids would do too. So you're all set up with Blue Estate here. Blue Estate, you'll have to exit out manually though. With that one, you can't just exit out normally. I agreed, David. Yeah, I agreed. I mean, there's a lot to these machines. It's not just a matter of plug and play. I mean, there is a little bit of knowledge to know somewhat about emulation, things like that. I mean, obviously, we try to do our best here to try to make these only player had it. That you should have another one there, bud, on 8047. There should be another one there. You might have to bring that drop down and look for it, but it should be there. It should be there, Ben. It might not be up at the top. You might have to kind of scroll down a little too. I know sometimes the numbers won't be right next to each other. version did not have 8-button, only player 1 had it. It should be there though, Ben. It should be there, bud. Make sure your gun is hopefully registering. I mean, it should be there. Okay, I was gonna say, yep. Because that Demule shooter is gonna take care of all that Demule shooter games. That should take care of that, whatever game you're looking to play, that pirate game. Because that's, I believe that's what that runs off. And then hopefully, like I said too, Ben, I did kind of do all that stuff in the beginning to find your chipset drivers and things like that for your motherboard. So that'll get posted, obviously, when we end the stream here. So you can go kind of back and look through all that, and hopefully that'll help you too as well. And hopefully you can navigate that and get that done for you. But Jesse James. So you said there was a Jesse James. That's one thing too that I've noticed, David, with House of the Dead. Once I go into it and have Gun for IR and back out, my exit stops working. I've noticed my exit stops working, and then I physically have to close big box because I can't. Yeah, my exit like stops working. So then I physically have to restart the machine. But we'll check Jesse James in 1 second. Okay. I kind of figured that's what it was, but I wasn't 100% certain. Whatever, I just restarted. Not a huge deal. But yeah, there's probably, like David was saying, there's a program that's running that's not auto-closing. So we'll get that fixed, obviously, on our end. Yeah, I probably should have just checked to see if there was a programming up and running. My bad, but not a huge deal. Why are we not restarting? I know this machine was having issues restarting. I have to do it manually every time, such as in the butt. Sure, why not just remove raise what altogether? I'm not sure that program is being used on anything unless you paid for a license for it. I think other Steam games need it. Well, probably because there's probably some Steam games, obviously, that are not controller games. But anyways, we'll check out this Jesse James here, you guys, and see what's up with that. And then that'll probably be it for this week. So hopefully this was beneficial for you all. Thanks, Brian. So Jesse James, so like I said, we'll check that out quick. Here, I can just pull this up, File Explorer. I thought that was a PlayStation 2 gun game. So game configs, yeah, here, Gunfighter 2, Jesse James. So that's, again, that's where we went in and did those PID numbers. So again, potentially too, you guys, because I just had found this out recently, potentially if you do have gun for IR, you got those newer PID numbers, again, you might have to go in there and switch. And again, if you have aim track guns, you're gonna have to go in there and switch, just like how I showed you before with the whole, you gotta go to the demule shooter, you gotta get your PID line, you had to go in there and edit. I mean, you guys can go back and rewatch all that stuff on how to get there and do that. But it's just gonna be pretty much the same thing like what I did on my end, which you would have to do for aim track. So, But we can definitely test the game out. Let's go find it. So Gunfighter 2. So Gunfighter 2, Revenge of Jesse James. You got Gunfighter, the Legend of Jesse James. So let's just load this one up. I do have my guns plugged in. So let's test this bad boy out. All right. All right. So let's see here. So arcade mode. I mean, mine is working perfectly fine on my end. Difficulty. Bank bust out. Oh, sure. Always happy to help you guys. Let's see if my aim. So it's kind of like Time Crisis, where you hit the right button to pull out right. Yeah, I can see where the aim is slightly off. Yeah, I can see that where the aim is slightly off. Because I have to aim kind of off to my left. I have to aim off to my left a bit there to get it. If you hide the mouse cursor, this would be better. How do you hide the mouse cursor though? Either we can make the mouse disappear as it causes confusion. Under options. So again here, I'll try to do this my best, you guys. Again, I'm like learning all this stuff to you guys as we go. So PlayStation 2. I don't know where to go from here. PlayStation 2. In the PlayStation 2 emulator under options, worst case, use a program like can do the trick a bit more advanced. So if I bring up this, I don't see an options. I don't know, is it in here? I don't think it's in here, right? Cursor, it says 0 on that one. Cursor 0. I guess I don't know where David's talking about as far as like an options. I don't know where the heck he's talking about in options. Under options, where, okay, PS, okay, I think there's an option for hide mouse cursor, maybe settings global. Well, is it, since this is the light guns, do I need to go in the light gun? I'll probably end up having to be where I'm at now. What does it say? Option for hide mouse cursor, settings global. Checked in the controllers config. So, settings, config, controllers. Always hide cursor. So there we go. Let's see if that helps you guys. So just to kind of show you what I did, this will probably be the last thing, like I said, we'll do. So just to kind of show you, so where I'm at. So again, I went to emulators. You find your PlayStation icon, double click. PlayStation 2 emulator. Config. Controllers. Plugin settings. And then you can see there. Always hide cursor. Apply. Okay. And then those are game configs. I should be able to, I think I should be able to run it from here. So again, this will be the last thing I do, you guys. Hopefully this helps. So I hid the cursor now. Now I'm not gonna have a cursor. So it's just basically me aiming now and shooting. Bank bust out. There, I got rid of the cursor. So you guys will have to let me know next week if that helped you at all. But let's check this out now. It's definitely, I believe, helps you a lot better. I mean, I feel like the aim is still slightly off a bit. Yeah, because when I'm aiming down center, it's still kind of off to the right a bit. I mean, it definitely helps not having that cursor there. But the aim is still slightly to the right. But that does help a lot more. Yeehaw! Yeah, right. Time Crisis. Yeah, the Old West. But there you have it. There's how you kind of get in. Turn your cursor off for now. But yeah, the aim is still off a little bit, just kind of like David's saying here. We'll definitely look into it, see why the calibration's off, things like that. But definitely turning the cursor off helps a ton, you guys. So there you go, y'all.
Oh, well.
There y'all go. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of the week, good weekend. And thanks for everybody for joining, and we'll see you next week. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.